So talking about success and how so many people are chasing after success, we're running our own practices and our businesses. We want to be successful, and we have to really look at what successful means. And I've recently been inspired by my friend Veronica Krestow, who's a wonderful coach, and she just put out a video talking about how that new paradigm of what we have envisioned success to be, that's over. And I also talked to her, on the summit about how healers are all kind of synchronized in their messaging, and it's not done on purpose. It's just the relevance of what's going on right now in the world is bringing things to the surface. And so I had a thought, which was, what if we didn't think about success in terms of money? How would that change things? Because I know a lot of people are struggling to make their businesses successful. And of course, money is a part of that. It creates freedom. It allows us to do other things with our money and to be able to focus on giving and the things that we're doing that are making an impact on the world. But where it gets off balance is when we are looking at our success as only money. And that isn't what it's all about. So I was thinking, what if we looked at things a little differently? What would we be looking at? What would we be focused on? What negative conversations would we stop having if we didn't base it on what our bank account said? What would we determine success is? Because a lot of us already have great success. We may not have matched the great success in our revenue. However, we may have great success in our own being and our own feeling based on the impact that we are making with other people. And that is really the whole thing. Isn't that what we really want to do, is make an impact with people? Yes, we have to make a living. We have to live in this world, right? We have to pay bills and we have to do all of those things. But what if the fear of making that happen, what if the sole pursuit of that was not the driving force? What if we first looked at all the things that we're already doing, that we're already having success at? What if we made those the top thing that we are honoring as what success is? So if you close your eyes and you just think about, what impact am I making? You could probably think about the conversations. I've had some conversations with people that made me aware that I know that I've impacted their lives. I've changed their life in some way. I know I have. Isn't that the greatest feeling of success? Why is that not up here in the positive conversation that we're having with ourselves? Because we're stressed about all these other things. How do we build our client list? How do we make more money? How do we maybe get successful enough where we can prove it to our family or friends or people who think we're crazy for doing what we're doing, right? So that we can say that we're successful. We want those things, right? Everyone wants to be acknowledged for their contribution. I get that. Why aren't we putting the top priority and promoting ourselves the most on the successes we've already had? The people that we've helped. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Now think about the conversations specifically that you've had with people where you realized you impacted their life. Take a couple deep breaths and just think of the people who have emailed you or talked to you in person and they have shared with you how you made an impact. Think about the people that are living a different life than the one they did before they came to you because of you. That is success. The impact that you make, that is success. There are other forms that are all part of the big picture, absolutely. But we do all of this for the big impact, and we have already had successes, whether the money has consistently flowed or not. That is the biggest thing that we are succeeding in already. Give yourself credit already for succeeding in that, because you are a heart-centered soul. You are running a heart-centered business. You are a heart-centered entrepreneur. You are already having success at that. So the work is, we're getting everything to come up to the same level of success, because financial success is part of that. And we will ebb and flow. And one thing that I've learned is that we have to go for this thing, right? The long burn. There's fires that just roll through and burn down everything, and then they're over. And then there's the long burn, the one that will just keep going for hours and hours and hours. And that's just when we're relating it in the context of a fire, right? But what about the long burn of our life and our practice? We're not going for that rolling, burn everything down thing, have immediate, amazing success, and then it just fizzles out. Passions that just roll through and get really excitable, and then they just fizzle out. They burn everything down, including our energy and our passion and figuring out what we're doing. We don't want that kind of burn. We want a long burn, and the long burn develops clients over time. The long burn, as you develop clients over time, means that you are increasing your financial success. But remember, the top priority is impact of other human beings, changing their lives. And whether or not these other things have risen to that level yet, you are already having success because you are helping other people. You are impacting their lives, right? It's like It's a Wonderful Life with George Bailey. If you haven't seen it, go see it. He just didn't know how much his life impacted so many other people's lives. And this is what I'm trying to say to you right now. The success is the impact that you have on other people's lives, because at the end of the day, when we are on our deathbed, we are not going to be saying, oh, I wish I worked more. Oh, I wish I made more money. What we're going to be looking back on is the impact that we had on other people. And how do we know we've made an impact? Because they love us. Because they appreciate us. They care about us because we first loved and cared about them. That is true success. There are many little pieces to the puzzle in running a heart-centered business and being a heart-centered entrepreneur. But the number one success of being a heart-centered entrepreneur is about the impact that you make. And sometimes the revenue doesn't come immediately with that. So allow yourself to understand you are already successful if you have been in service to people and you have impacted people's lives, and they know it because they tell you, and they go out into the world living better lives because of you. That is what success is in this new paradigm. That is what it is. That's why so many people today are quitting their jobs. They don't want to live by those old standards. They want a more meaningful view of what success is. So I just felt so inspired. I loved Veronica Krestow's message. Go to her website and check her out too. We just had a summit together where they invited me, and so you'll be familiar most likely with her name. And we're all harmonizing our messages together, and I just wanted to piggyback on something that she was talking about because it inspired me to go to that next level of talking about the successes that you're already having as a heart-centered entrepreneur, or even just as a healer, or if you're not in business, but you're just a heart-centered, soulful person who helps other people, you are already having success. That's what it is. And so I wanted you to make sure that you start measuring yourself, start measuring yourself by that ruler. Instead of all these other things that kind of get in the way and plague our thoughts, and they cause us sadness and despair because we're chasing after the shiny object of what the world says success is. We need money, that's true. And we want to have that because it makes us feel stable and whole. But we're going to take the long burn route to that. And in the meantime, the immediate successes that we can measure, we are already having. And that is impact of other human beings who are having better lives because we touched their life in some way. So with that being said, I just was inspired and passionate to have to tell you that message today. It's a good message. Take it in, meditate on it. Please sit in meditation and just take in and itemize your life and look at all the impact that you've made. Do that today to make sure that you are in that right headspace and that you're appreciating yourself and grateful for yourself and all that you've already done, because you've done a lot. Start owning it. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye.